This week we're coming back from the Midwest. We're heading to a state where it's illegal to spit on a seagull, no matter how frustrated you get. We've all been there. It's a state where 1 out of 10 cars have a vanity plate, because nothing says I need attention more than a vanity plate, Brett. And Josh, old double lunger. We're talking about the Commonwealth of Virginia.
All right, we're back here in Virginia behind the house.
Not typically thought of as a big buck state, although we do produce a bunch of big bucks every year. Two of my favorites are a buck we call sticker buck.
We got sticker, baby.
And the buck Josh killed last year.
That's the big 9.
The simple fact of the matter is, it's a lot easier to hunt the Midwest. There's a ton of agriculture, there's not much woods. It's easier to pinpoint these big bucks, and there's more of them. When you talk about coming home to the South, it's not as easy.
I mean, I remember when I was a kid hunting Virginia with my dad in the big open hardwoods. We'd go like several days sometimes without even seeing a deer.
Personally, when I get home off the road, I really don't want to be traveling all over the state, being away from my family to kill big bucks in Virginia. I would much rather spend time with my wife and kids on some of our property. You know, not the best property in the state of Virginia by far, but it is property that means a lot to us, and I would rather hunt with my kids and just kill a couple little bucks and some does.
So, if you're a highfalutin trophy hunter, maybe the show's not for you.
It's gonna be some down home, just good old fashioned country hunting the way I did when I grew up. This year we're really excited because we got the guys from Antler King coming in to help us plan our food plots. Well, we got the Yankees that come down and visit us this week. Got my man Mike from Antler King. You guys know him. You've seen him on the show before. We're about to head back out to my little plot here. I got 7 acres. My neighbor's got about 150, and then we've got some family land over here that's about 83. Tell me what we got.
Our focus right now is going to be on proteins. Proteins in really the next 5 months are going to be the catalyst for antler growth, body growth, fawn development. We're going to put a buffer of the trophy clover mix that's going to last.
Okay.
It's going to last 4 or 5 years if you want it to.
Yeah.
So pretty much the outer, I'll call it an acre. So we'll do a 20-yard buffer around the whole perimeter.
Yep.
It's going to be more shade tolerant. Nice buffer into the middle. And then the red zone with our soybeans and peas is going to be that middle section.
That's key for this time of year for them to be able to munch on.
And likely, they're going to hammer that really, really hard. Yep. So that might be an area where in August we add some additional food sources like honey hole.
All right, well, we're at my mineral site, or one of my mineral sites on the property right here. I put this in there last spring, and they're still hitting it in the ground, but we're just going to rake back some of the debris and just get a pour of the power rack.
Well, we use Trophy Deer Mineral and Power Rack. You can use either one of them on their own, but together they work as a good, better, best approach. It's got an important yeast culture, a digestive optimization, helps break things down.
Right.
It's also just a little bit more complete. There's a little bit more calcium, a little more phosphorus, a little less salt.
Right.
Now your Power Rack's going to have a higher amount of trace minerals.
Okay.
So your immune system health, your disease preventatives, copper. Adding copper to a deer's diet helps eliminate the CWD that you hear so much about.
Oh, wow.
Those 3 letters that everyone freaks out about.
Protect your deer.
Absolutely.
Make them healthy. The healthier your deer, the bigger racks they're going to grow, the better hunting you're going to have, the
Absolutely.
more deer you're going to have on your property. We've seen it here firsthand on this very small piece of property in Virginia. So no matter what your size land, use some Antler King products. Sorry if I got that in your eye, Mike. On to the next food plot, baby. Let's do it. One thing I was really excited about is hunting with my oldest daughter, Addie. She is 9 years old, and we're gonna take the Barnett crossbow out and see if we can't get her first archery kill.
Smoked it.
Are you excited? Got your crossbow already?
She's killed some deer before. Addison, when she was 7 years old, she killed 2 deer out of this same food plot.
Kill your first deer.
One of my favorite hunts of all time by far.
What are we doing today?
Hunting?
It's opening day of bow season. She might come over. I just need to get her a little bit closer now. That's a long shot, that
The biggest problem I had was I planted about 3 or 4 acres and these deer just would not get into bow range. I want deer to be 30 yards or closer for her to feel comfortable. And these deer just would not come into range. I mean, we sat 3 or 4 evenings and couldn't get a deer into range.
Me and Addie just had 4 deer come in. I guess the food plot's always greener on the other side because they stayed over there and munched on our food plot just out of bow range.
Me and Izzy are going deer hunting for the first time together, aren't we? My youngest daughter, Izzy, who was 5 years old at the time, she was begging me to get out there.
We're gonna get up in the X stand, ladder stand.
You know, when you're dealing with 5-year-olds, not a lot of attention span, not a lot of patience. But Izzy did absolutely phenomenal. It's just cool being out there. I mean, if she'd only wanted to sit 15 minutes, I'd have been fine with that. Didn't end up getting a deer, but the time spent in the woods with your family, especially your kids, nothing else matters compared to those moments that you get to spend with your kids out in the woods.
We're in Virginia and Kip's home for a couple days, and so we got a babysitter, and we have snuck out to a place right behind our old house.
I'll tell you one person who's really been dropping the ball over the years is Kat. She killed a couple deer and killed a red stag back in the day. And then I think she's just really gotten lazy. Yeah, sure, she's got 3 kids to take care of. She's our office manager and she's got a lot of hats to wear, but at the same time, priorities, right? Am I right?
Well, we started to get lucky because 4 does were coming out, and then I had a massive coughing fit. And they saw me, and they blew, and they're gone forever. I should have shot the groundhog when I had the chance.
Nobody could seem to get in range of a deer. So I'm starting to get a little frustrated at this point because we've got some trail camera pictures of some absolute hammers that I've been growing the last couple years. So I decide I'm gonna do a little cheating. I'm gonna sit in the stand that I hung for Addie and Izzy, and I'm gonna see if I can't at least shoot a doe. Man, I didn't even think about it. This is my first hunt actually behind the bow in Virginia. We'll see what they do tonight. We've got 3 shooter bucks in here. I got 1 10-pointer that's a stud. But then we also got a really big wide 8. We got another 8 that'll go just under Pope and Young. So we got some good deer out here. But it's just a matter of, it's Virginia and it's tough, man. I got in the stand that evening and I was thinking, you know what, I'm just gonna let these does live. I'm gonna wait till one of the kids has an opportunity to get a 30-yard or 20-yard shot at one of these does. Then the does came out and my new camera guy, Brett, was kind of pressuring me a little bit. He was like, shoot that doe, man. Shoot that doe, it's a perfect opportunity. And it was. She was just chilling, just munching on some Antler King turnips. So I decided, you know what, it's time to kill something.
She ducked. You see how far she ducked?
Well, so far, not so great this year for red arrow hunting in Virginia.
I don't think I hit her. Went right over her back, didn't it? She ducked. Did you see how far she ducked? She ducked 1.5 miles. My arrow's going right for her heart. Went right over her back, didn't it?
40 yards, ducks, completely out of the way of the arrow, just enough for that arrow to nick her hide and just knock some hair off of her.
I ain't even mad because, I mean, it was going right toward her heart. That's a letdown and a half right there.
Well, our rookie camera guy, Cheese, is gonna go out and see if he can't bring some redemption to Team Red Arrow and get something killed on video.
We've been waiting all summer for this day. We are pumped. A lot of bear, a lot of management bucks in this area right now. I'm telling you what, I'm shooting the doe this afternoon if one walks out. That's just what I do, but the back one. Mac, you ready?
Apparently, my missing that doe is contagious, and he does pretty much the same thing at this doe at 50 yards.
I've never done this on camera before. I've always been by myself.
Cheese is back in the stand now. He's self-filming, and he's got a chance to get even on one of Virginia's most sought-after trophies.
We got our bear tag, and we're hoping to smack a bear or a big buck or shoot even a doe. I haven't shot anything with the new Hoyt this year, so It's a nice, overcast, cool evening, so it should be pretty good.
After missing that doe, I know Cheese is gonna take his time and make the perfect shot on this bear. Or he might completely get bear fever and just pull the shot. Just a bit outside. Our new camera guy, Cheese, is a little bit down in the dumps about the doe he missed and the bear he missed.
This has been one of the toughest seasons I think I've ever experienced.
So he breaks out the boomstick. He's taking the rifle this evening in hopes of whacking a late season doe.
Missed a few things. A big 350-pound bear out of the stand right there at 15 yards.
It looks like he's gonna get it done. Here these deer come. Boom!
December the 5th, and that's the first deer I've killed this year. I don't even know if this can be used for TV or not. I mean, it's a doe kill with a rifle. Who cares? It was a bow maybe, but...
What young Cheese didn't realize is these corn stalks covered up this little spike's antlers.
Look at that crap.
He was wanting to shoot a doe. He accidentally shoots the spike. He got so mad he didn't even film the recovery. He saw the spike and was like, screw it. Well, so far not so great for Team Red Arrow in Virginia, but we're hoping that our producer of Red Arrow TV, Josh Bartlam, can go out in this little cornfield / Antler King food plot that he's got and get something done. He's gonna go out and try to self-film this evening. Let's see what he can do. You're talking about a task that is hard enough if you're using a rifle, but when you're bow hunting and you're trying to self-film, near impossible to get it all right. Josh pulls a move right here. We gotta be like Sports Center. I wanna circle this area where Josh is at full draw and the deer moves out of frame, and he has enough presence of mind to move the camera with his arm, get the deer back in frame, and then 10 ring this sucker.
Just got back from on the road with Kip. 3 bucks, 3 states, 3 weeks. Get back, check on my trail cameras. And this buck was out here at 11 o'clock today. And I saw that picture and I was like, man, maybe he's bedded close. Another one for the Hoyt Nitram. It's my first red arrow of the season. The trail camera that I got him on this morning is right here, and he ran by it, so. Here he is. This is a deer that got a bunch of trail camera pictures of. We actually put him on Facebook, let the Red Arrow Facebook fans give him a name, and we named him High Tide because he was kind of wavy and he was a real tall rack. I've been out on the road with Kip for the last 3 weeks. We had a really successful trip, filmed a lot of nice deer. Kip tagged out in every state and got home and got to do a little hunting myself. Hadn't shot my bow at all and broke it out today, put 2 arrows in the walk-on, and they were dead on still. So usually this time of year the dogs are in the woods and they've been hunting this deer hard with dogs. He couldn't take it. He had to come out to that Antler King food plot. It's gun season. and cell phone with my bow. For all those things to come together on a deer this size, I couldn't be more proud of this deer. Get the Ranger over here and get him hauled out.
By far, hands down, the best thing that happened in Virginia probably this season. Well, the hunting season in Virginia is winding down. It's January. I get a call from my good buddies Ryan Brown and Holland White, and they want to go out and do like we used to do in high school. Me and these boys probably hadn't hunted together in 10 years at least. Back in the day, we used to do a lot of man drives. We used to kill a lot of deer, have a lot of fun together. And they said, man, let's get the gang back together and go try to shoot some deer.
This is the way we grew up hunting right here, making man drives and running dogs. Shooting anything that comes out. I'm back with two of my best friends who I grew up with, and I got a shotgun in my hand, hunting deer with buckshot, which I hadn't done in a long time.
All right, so here are the rules of engagement, party people. We're gonna go out there and kill everything that moves that's legal.
And if y'all disagree with this kind of hunting, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not. It's fun. Y'all try it.
I've got the full green light on Holland's property. Holland's daddy is a farmer. Big bucks, small bucks, does, or anything else. It's the last day of hunting season and we're looking for some meat.
We're gonna walk down this, we're gonna just ease down this creek doing zigzags and push this little block toward the boys. My stepdad and Ryan and Holland are on the other side over here. That's how we roll in Fluvanna County, baby.
We're pushing through some beautiful country, some mountain laurels and just some big thickets. Couldn't believe I didn't run a deer out of there.
Can't get these deer out of here. I know they're in here.
So now it's Holland's turn to make the drive. I had a Tacticam on my shotgun, I had a Tacticam on the ground, and then Cheese came along with the production camera.
By the way, we'll just do the best we can. Ain't gonna be no are you on them stuff. That right there is the sound of a majestic Holland White.
All of a sudden, the buck busts out in the cut line, and I've got a split second to get some shots off of this deer. I fired down on him with 2 loads of double-aught buckshot, hit him both times. Think about a dove flying, think about a pheasant flying. If you grew up shooting at a deer on the move, it's the same principle as shooting at a flying pheasant or shooting at a dove. It's just as ethical if you know what you're doing.
It might look like we're rabbit hunting, but we're making deer drives. It's the last day of deer season, it's snowing. And I'm back here with my friends. Got my buddy Ryan Brown, Holland White, and Holland's dad, and my stepdad Roger. This is the way we grew up hunting, baby, and this is a trophy right here because all this meat right inside of it. Hey, if it works for Fred Bear, my Uncle Ted Nugent, it'll work for me. And this is the stuff that is generally considered too hot for TV unless it's educational. And what I'm trying to do right now, I'm educating you on the fact that we, especially people who've stumbled on this channel that may not be hunters, or even some hunters that are trophy hunters that don't enjoy killing deer for anything but their antlers. This is a vital part of who we are out here in the country. We're gonna use every bit of this meat.
To get back to those roots, I mean, almost brings a tear to my eye, man. I mean, I really, really loved that day. And to shoot that deer and to bring home some meat to the family, there's nothing else like it. You know, trophy buck hunters get stressed out over how long that G2 is. I'm gonna be sitting by my wood stove, eating a venison steak, having a good old time.
Let me catch my breath. A deer that small, you're not supposed to lose your breath.
So if you want to see more mammoth, colossal deer like this one go down, you just keep watching Red Arrow TV. We love you guys, and we'll see you next week.